Hey guys, it's Sky from Reignited here, and I'm still recovering from neck surgery, so I won't be working on cars in this video. But I did want to talk to you about something that I'm very passionate about, and I know you are too, and something that concerns me, which is the future of our hobby, our passion as automotive enthusiasts. It seems like there's really not enough interest there to really sustain it into the future, so that's a big concern. And it really got me thinking, what are the potential reasons for that? What are the causes? And more importantly, what are some things that we can do to kind of turn that around? Now, when thinking about potential causes, could it be that it's because the government is really making so many mandates about what kind of cars can be built that we're just provided with these uninspiring cars that just don't really motivate the next generation? Well, I agree that's an issue, but I don't think it's the main issue. Now, could it be that younger people just aren't really that interested in cars, period? We see that so many of them are waiting to get their driver's license till later in life. Well, I agree that's also an issue, but I still don't think it's the main one. But could it be that maybe we ourselves, the ones who have the most invested in this community, are the problem? Maybe without even realizing it? Let's take a deeper look into how we might be poisoning our own well. Now, I started thinking about this idea a few months ago when I was watching a video talking about the Dunning Kruger Effect. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but to really oversimplify it, what it means is people who will score poorly on a certain task or activity or subject, they tend to rate themselves much higher than they actually performed, and it's just because they simply don't know enough about that subject to know how much they don't know about it. Let me illustrate this visually for you. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna take two areas from my own life here. Now, the first one is automotive. Now, I've loved cars since I was little. I've been learning about them since I was little. I've been a professional technician for the last 15 years. So I've been around cars quite a bit, and I feel like I have a pretty decent knowledge base to work with. So let's say here is the amount of things I know about cars. I feel like it's a decent amount. But at the same time, I've been in this industry for long enough to be keenly aware of how much I don't know about cars. Automotive is such a gigantic field, and there's so many different directions you can go. There's always so much more to learn. So therefore, my horizon, or how much I know I don't know, is very large. Let's say like this. So in relation to that, how much I actually know about cars is a very small amount. All right, let's flip it around. Let's take another subject, basketball, something I also very much love. I've played it since I was little. I love watching the NBA. I'm a huge NBA fan. I've been watching it for 25 years. So I feel like I know a lot about basketball. Let's say here is my knowledge about basketball. Now you can see in relation to how much I know about cars, it's not nearly as much, but also because I don't know what I don't know, my horizon, or how much I think I don't know about basketball, is much smaller. So in relation, I think I know a lot about basketball. But is that accurate? I mean, I've never played basketball beyond a city league level. I've never worked for a professional team in any capacity. So this is the Dunning Kruger Effect. I am fooling myself into believing I know a lot about basketball because I've watched it for so many years. When in truth, the horizon, or how much I don't actually know about basketball, probably more closely mirrors the horizon for automotive. It's probably way out here, and how much I know about basketball is practically nothing. That is the Dunning Kruger Effect. Now, none of us are immune to this phenomenon, and it has nothing to do with intelligence. It doesn't matter how smart you are or not, we're all exhibiting it. And due to it being the nature of being blind spots, honestly, this would probably make a bit more sense if I had my friends and family identify what areas of my life that I'm exhibiting the Dunning Kruger Effect. Now, part of growing and learning in any field is accepting the fact that not only might you be, you are most probably wrong about things. That's the only way really to grow and learn. And with that being said, I want to highlight a couple of names in the industry who I feel like really exemplify that thought process. Now, the first up would be David Freiberger. All of you know him from Roadkill and his various other shows. Now, this man is another guy who has probably forgotten more about automotive than I'll ever know, but he's continually searching to correct his knowledge. He had a show on Motor Trend called Engine Masters, where basically the entire point of it was testing automotive myths to see whether they were actually accurate or not, oftentimes with very surprising results. So he's proven that his thoughts are not set in stone. He's always looking for more knowledge. Now, Matt from Sloppy Mechanics, very similar ethos. He always looks to challenge conventional wisdom. If it turns out that that's correct, absolutely, he'll go with that. But why not challenge it and find out more? Richard Holdner, fantastic channel. I encourage you guys, I'll go ahead and put a link to the description in the description for all of these guys' channels down below if you want to check them out. But Richard Holdner, he does a fantastic job of testing everything on an engine dyno to prove whether or not this is accurate or not. Some great information there. Steve Morris is another great example. You know, he has his opinions like we all do, but he's willing to adjust them if the data shows that his opinions are not accurate. And more importantly, in my mind, he is willing to say if he doesn't know the answer. Now he's looking to find the answer, but if he doesn't know, he'll say he doesn't know. And that's something I feel like is sorely lacking, especially in the online space. By now, I'm sure many of you are saying, well, what does all of this have to do with getting more people interested in cars? Well, one area where we see this Dunning Kruger effect in play is in the YouTube comments section. Man, there are so many experts in the comments section who are 100% sure of their convictions and they will not be swayed. I want to share with you guys a quote, and I apologize because I'm going to go ahead and completely butcher this guy's name. But Dagago Altrade made these comments in his book, New Thinking, From Einstein to Artificial Intelligence, the Science and Technology That Transformed Our World. He says, the Dunning-Kruger effect was proposed by David Dunning and Justin Kruger in 1999. They found that if people have limited knowledge on the topic, they tend to be extremely confident in what they're saying and grossly overestimate their competence to discuss it. Conversely, as people gain more knowledge, they become more shy about expressing it. If we apply this theory to social media conversations, the people who know the least will be commenting the most because they're overconfident. The Dunning-Kruger effect, combined with empathy destruction, could create an environment where those with the least knowledge are the most vocal, yet are unable to comprehend opposing points of view. Hence, we end up with a cesspool of overconfident ignoramuses yelling at each other. Social media in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds pretty accurate, doesn't it? Now, chances are with younger people, if they're looking to join a community and to learn more, they're going to be doing so online. So imagine you're coming into a field with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever, and you're immediately confronted with thousands of comments about how dumb could you be that you don't know X, Y, or Z. Now, that's extremely discouraging because here it is, all these people who seem to know so much more than you do, when in reality they actually know very little. It's just so discouraging, and they think, you know what? Maybe I'll take up the guitar instead. Maybe I'll find a more welcoming attitude there. And just like that, we've lost another future gearhead. I'd like to share another parallel from my own life. I started skateboarding at about the age of 13, and I skated pretty seriously up until about age 22. I still like to skate from time to time, and one of the reasons for that is because the skateboard community is one of the most welcoming communities you will ever experience. I guarantee you guys, if I went down to the skate park right now and was skating around at age 41, if I'm working on a trick for a while and then I finally land it, there's going to be cheers from the people there. And I'm talking teenagers, everybody. Likewise, if a 10-year-old girl lands her first ollie off of a curb, the place erupts and goes nuts. I'm not kidding, I've experienced it several times, and you just get a fantastic sense that we're all supporting each other, we're all in this together, and it's just a great attitude. This is the same attitude we need to foster if we want this to continue on to the next generation, and I'm not exempt from this either. I need to make a conscious decision to look at myself, how I'm interacting with people, and make sure I'm doing so in a way that will support, assist, and encourage them. I oftentimes think about it kind of like a campfire. Right when you get a fire started, it really needs a lot of support and help to keep burning. If you stomp on that, you'll extinguish it immediately. But after the fire is established and it's roaring, no amount of stomping pretty much at that point will put it out. Because you're watching this video on my channel, it's likely you are not the intended audience for this video because I've always tried to foster an attitude of learning and knowledge on this channel. However, my hope is that this video can get enough traction to reach outside my normal audience and reach those who do genuinely need to hear it. Above all the other challenges we face in our niche, I feel like this is the biggest one. We have to change the way we're interacting with each other. We don't always have to be the loudest one in the room. We don't always have to prove that we're the ones who are right. We don't have to ridicule someone who's just trying to learn. We can be more welcoming. We can be more supportive. We can be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. Now just think about this. Your next positive interaction with someone who's just trying to learn could lead to the next big name in the automotive scene. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. my soapbox here. I'm getting off my high horse. That's all I have today. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time on Reignited.